Welcome to ComfortTV.channel news, bringing you verified and balanced news from Nigeria and around the world. I am Faith Kevin. Thank you for joining us. First, the headlines. Anambra Assembly dismisses Governor Soludo's involvement in lawmaker's suspension. Nigerians urged to embrace risk management. 4 die in police hoodlum 15-hour Anambra gun duel. Nigeria's government assures speedy processing on password fee increment. On business news, Nigerian diaspora inflow increases to $600 million monthly. On foreign news, Germany wants citizens to vacate Iran amid retaliation concerns. And on sports, Super Eagles defender Gabriel Osho joins English League One club Cardiff City. In the news, the Anambra State House of Assembly has dismissed claims that Governor Soludo influenced the suspension of the member representing Ayamilum constituency, Honorable Abuchi Udemezue, describing the allegations as false, baseless, and mischievous. In a statement issued by the chairman of the House Committee on Media and Publicity, Honorable Ejike Okechukwu, the Assembly said it was compelled to respond to a press release by some federal lawmakers from Anambra North Senatorial Zone under the Labour Party who had criticized Udemezue's suspension. Okechukwu explained that although the House would not ordinarily have ignored such statements, it became necessary to set records straight and prevent the public from being misled. According to him, the disciplinary action against Udemezue arose strictly from an internal legislative matter following his use of unparliamentary and offensive language, including describing colleagues as madmen on social media after he was advised to defend himself. He added that Udemezue was given an opportunity to defend himself and to apologize, but consistently took the institution for granted. Reaffirming its commitment to legislative integrity, the Assembly assured the public that disciplinary measures within the chamber are aimed at upholding decorum and mutual respect, not stifling dissent. Vice President Kashim Shettima, Finance Minister Wale Edun, and Central Bank of Nigeria CBN Governor Olayemi Cardoso have urged Nigerians to embrace risk management as a national culture to strengthen economic resilience amid global uncertainties. He made this call in Lagos at the 24th Annual International Center Conference of the Chartered Risk Management Institute of Nigeria, CRMI, themed Global Risk Local Solutions. Represented by his advisor on economic and financial inclusion, Nuruddin Zauro Shettima, said the risks facing Nigeria, climate change, technologies are immediate and evolving. He stressed that resilience must extend beyond government policies to shape decisions at the household, business, and institutional levels. CBN Governor Cardoso, represented by Blaise Ijevo, Director of Risk Management Department, said that Nigeria's economy is already under pressure from supply chain disruptions, capital flow reversals, and extreme weather. He noted that recent policy reforms are aimed at restoring stability by embedding risk awareness in economic planning. Finance Minister Edun, represented by Permanent Secretary Raymond Omachi, said reforms such as fuel subsidy removal and exchange rate unification were painful but necessary to reposition the economy for sustainable growth. Former Zamfara Central Senator Kabiru Marafa has dumped the All Progressives Congress APC. Marafa said he resigned from the APC because the ruling party betrayed its members. Addressing his supporters in a video, the former lawmaker accused the party of dividing its members in Zamfara state. He disclosed that he decided to resign from the APC after days of consultation. 4 terrorists who abducted a man, collected a 20 million naira ransom from his family, but still refused to release him have been gunned down by joint security operatives in Anambra State. The operatives included those of the Anambra State Police Command and the state-controlled Agunichimba Security Group. The incident occurred when officers of the Rapid Response Squad RRS Okuzu worked jointly with Anambra State Vigilante Group AVG, stormed a terrorist camp at Awa in Urumba North Local Government Area on August 21, 2025. Police Public Relations Officer SP Tochukwu Ikenga disclosed this in a statement. He said The joint team, acting on credible intelligence, launched a well-coordinated 15-hour assault on the insurgents' camp, leading to the rescue of the kidnapped victims. Items recovered from the camp included 2 pump-action guns, a fabricated AK-47 rifle, a K2 assault rifle, a locally made hunter's gun, radio transmission equipment, 3 locally made improvised explosive devices, gas cylinders, cables, food supplies, vehicles, and mobile phones. The Commissioner of Police, Ikoyi Orutugu, assured Anambra residents that the command remains unwavering in its mission to rid the state of criminal elements. The Chief Medical Director of Nnamdi Azikiwe University Teaching Hospital, North Nnewi, Professor Joseph Uwaja, has revealed that medical tourism abroad is a drainpipe for Nigerian resources. Uwaja said that what is even more painful is that it also erodes confidence in healthcare in Nigeria, leaving Nigerian practitioners feeling inferior to their counterparts in other countries. The medical expert stated this on television when he spoke about a recent memorandum of understanding signed between Nigeria and Brazil. He said every year thousands of Nigerians travel abroad for medical treatment, spending billions of naira in the process, which is a drain not just on the nation's finances, but also on the confidence in the local healthcare system. He commended the coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pate, saying that the reform agenda is encapsulated in the Nigerian Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative, which is a cornerstone of today's healthcare transformation under the guidance and commitment of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Federal government says plans are ongoing to ensure the processing time for Nigerian passport does not exceed a week after submission of application. Minister of Interior Dr. Olubunmi Tunji Ojo gave the assurance during the ministry's mid-tenure performance retreat in Abuja. Mr. Tunji Ojo said the planned shortened time frame was part of the federal government's reforms in passport issuance process. Nigerian Immigration Service (NIS) had announced a 100% increment of the passport fee effective September 1, 2025. The NIS said that while the 32-page passport for 5 years will go for 100,000 naira, the 64-page booklet for 10 years will be obtained at a cost of 200,000 naira. The minister said that passport control officers (PCOs) will no longer have powers to approve or delay passport applications. He further said that the reforms will also eradicate the illegal possession of Nigerian passport by foreigners. The federal government plans to formally recognize Nigeria's informal training hubs, including the Panteka centers in Kaduna, Jos, and other cities. These centers will be integrated into the Nigerian Skills Qualification Framework (NSQF). The initiative is part of President Bola Tinubu's renewed focus on technical and vocational education and training to equip Nigerian youths with practical employable skills. The announcement was made during an engagement meeting between the Minister of Education and the National Association of Pantekas in Abuja. Executive Secretary of the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE), Professor Idris Bugaji, reveals that the Kaduna Panteka had already been registered under the NSQF with support from Kaduna State Governor Senator Uba Sani. He urged the creation of a dedicated budget line to equip them with modern tools, enabling them to compete globally in innovation and manufacturing. In response, Minister of Education Dr. Chundi Alausad pledged support for TVET centers across the country. He announced a result-based funding model where accredited centers will receive a 45% per trained student disbursed in 3 tranches, 40%, 30%, and 30% to ensure accountability. He urged further government support, including acceptance of NSQF certificates earned at Panteka centers and curriculum revisions to reflect the training offered at those informal hubs. The Nigerian Postal Service (NIPOST) has assured customers nationwide that measures have been put in place to cushion possible delays in the shipment of goods to the United States following President Donald Trump's recent executive order. According to NIPOST, all postal items bound for the U.S. will now attract a prepayment duty of $80 as the order takes effect. In a statement issued in Abuja, The agency disclosed that its management is engaged in the Universal Postal Union, the U.S. Customs, and the U.S. Border Protection Agency to address potential delays and disruptions in service. NIPOS further explained that the new directive will affect all countries worldwide sending goods and services to the United States. Ogun State has secured another landmark achievement under Governor Dapo Abiodun as the federal government approved the establishment of the Ijebu-Ode inland dry port along the Ekpe-Mojoda Expressway, Ijebu-Ode. The project, which will sit on 130 hectares of land allocated by the Ogun State government, follows a request by the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola. The allocation, granted free of charge, underscores Governor Abiodun's commitment to boosting national infrastructure and creating an enabling environment for trade and investment. According to Tayo Magbawaje, Senior Special Assistant Media to the Governor, the Ijebu-Ode dry port will decongest the Lagos port system, serve as a cargo hub for the southwest, enhance Ogun's industrial competitiveness, create jobs, and unlock fresh economic opportunities, while also boosting the region's infrastructural value. Governor Abiodun hailed the approval, describing both the inland dry port and Gateway International Airport as critical enablers of industrialization and regional competitiveness that will transform Ogun into a logistics and economic powerhouse. Anambra State government has banned the practice of writing assignments inside textbooks, describing it as wasteful and unsustainable. Commissioner for Education Professor Ngozi Chuma-Ude announced the directive while addressing participants at the third day of a capacity-building workshop organized by Ministry of Education for private school proprietors and teachers. She explained that the decision was aimed at making textbooks reusable, especially for younger siblings of pupils who would need them when they advance to the next class. She also stressed the need for textbooks to be inclusive, reflecting diversity, equality, and the needs of all learners. She warned that the government will not tolerate non-compliance with the directive and urged parents, teachers, and school administrations to ensure strict adherence. She also encouraged stakeholders to report cases of defaulters to the Ministry of Education. The federal government has condemned the growing immoral sign-out tradition among students of tertiary institutions and secondary schools across the country. Speaking at an enlightenment campaign on government policies, Director General of the National Orientation Agency (NOA), Malam Lanri Isaunilu, stressed the need for all stakeholders to cooperate with the federal government to stop the immoral trend. Represented by the Director of Human Resources, Mrs. Ayisola Olowoyo, he described the present situation where students of tertiary institutions and secondary schools take advantage of the sign-out to perpetrate immorality. Hence the need for everyone to take responsibility. ComfortTV.channel news continues shortly with business, foreign, and sports news. Many thanks for staying tuned. On business news, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardoso, has said the diaspora remittance inflow into the country increased from $200 million to $600 million. He disclosed this at the Delta State Brazil Business and Investment Roundtable in Sao Paulo, Brazil. According to him, following the Apex Bank's policies, the country's exchange rate is becoming more competitive. He said critics laughed at the CBN when it began rolling out reforms to ensure that diaspora inflows became a potential source of diversifying Nigeria's foreign exchange inflows. He added that Nigerians in the diaspora were now more confident in FX remittance channels, which is part of the reason for the surge in inflow. Newsman reports that the naira appreciated against the dollar to close at 1,535 naira amid a sustained rise in external reserves, which stood at $41.24 billion, according to CBN data. Still on business news, the Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, says Nigeria's gross domestic product (GDP) will increase from 14.9% to 21% by 2030. Mr. Tijani said this at the National Digital Economy and E-Governance Bill Stakeholders Engagement in Abuja. The minister was represented by Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Adeladun Rafiu. He said that in Q1, Nigeria's digital economy contributed 7 trillion naira to real GDP, representing 14.19% of the 49.34 trillion naira total GDP. According to him, presently the sector contributes 16% to 18% of GDP with well-defined strategies to increase this to 21% by 2030. On foreign news, Germany has ordered its citizens to leave Iran and refrain from traveling to the country to avoid being caught in retaliatory acts by Tehran over Germany's role in triggering United Nations sanctions concerning its nuclear program. Britain, France, and Germany launched a 30-day process to reimpose UN sanctions on Iran over its disputed nuclear program. The measure is likely to stoke tensions just 2 months after Israel and the United States bombed Iran. The statement warned that the German embassy in Tehran can currently only provide limited consular assistance on site. Thailand's constitutional court has removed suspended Prime Minister Pentoktan Shinawatra from office over what the ethical misconduct following a controversial phone call with Cambodia's former leader Hun Sen. After Friday's ruling, Pentoktan becomes the 5th prime minister since 2008 to be stripped of office by Thai judges. Vietnam said on Friday it will release nearly 14,000 prisoners, including foreigners, ahead of the country's National Day celebrations in a record number of detainees freed in a single year. The communist nation often announces amnesties before important events and released more than 8,000 prisoners in April, ahead of the 50th anniversary of the fall of Saigon. Prisoners convicted of attempting to overthrow the government or terrorism are not eligible for release, according to Vietnamese law. More than 140 irregular asylum seekers were feared dead after a ship bound for Spain's Canary Islands sank off the coast of Mauritania, according to reports. 160 people were believed to be traveling when the shipwreck occurred about 60 kilometers, 37 miles north of the Mauritanian capital, though the vessel had departed from the Gambia. Official figures show that nearly 47,000 people reached the Canary Islands in 2024, but Walking Borders estimates that over 9,750 died along the way. An investigation has been launched after a Spanish tourist was filmed pouring beer down an elephant's trunk while on holiday in Kenya, sparking a furious backlash. The man posted a clip on Instagram of himself drinking from a can of Tusker, a Kenyan beer, and giving the rest to the elephant. Several investigations have now been launched against the tourist who captioned the now-deleted video, "Just a Tusker with a tusked friend." The clip was filmed at the Oyogi Conservancy, a wildlife sanctuary in the Kenyan country of Laikipia. A staff member told newsmen they were shocked by the behavior, saying it should never have happened. They told the broadcaster that the video will be handed over to relevant authorities. On sports news, Super Eagles defender Gabriel Osho has joined English League One club Cardiff City. He moved to Welsh capital from League One side AJ Auxerre. The 27-year-old signed a 4-year contract for an undisclosed fee. The centre-back spent just 1 season with Auxerre, having arrived on a free transfer last summer. Osho is a popular figure during his time at Luton Town. Osho made 21 top-flight appearances and scored twice. Still on sports, Minnesota United announced that the club has transferred forward Tani Oluwaseyi to La Liga's Villarreal CF for an undisclosed club record transfer fee. Oluwaseyi joined Minnesota United after being selected by the Loons in the 2022 MLS Super Draft. Since then, he appeared in 62 matches, including 34 starts across all competitions, recording 20 goals and 14 assists in 3,376 minutes. After a breakout season in 2024, Oluwaseyi continued his success into the 2025 season, becoming the leading goal scorer for the team. Meanwhile, Villarreal has announced his signing and is joining the club on a deal through 2030. Sources confirmed that the transfer fee for the player was 11.7 million Canadian dollars and that Oluwaseyi is viewed as a replacement for France on the 21 forward Thierno Barry, who joined Everton last weekend. And that's our news bulletin for today. But before we go, here is a recap of our top stories. Anambra Assembly dismisses Governor Soludo's involvement in lawmaker's suspension. Nigerians urged to embrace risk management. 4 die in police hoodlum 15-hour Anambra gun duel. Nigerian government assures speedy processing on passport fee increment. And on business news, Nigeria's diaspora inflow increases to $600 million monthly. On the foreign scene, Germany warns citizens to vacate Iran amid retaliation concerns. And on sports, Super Eagles defender Gabriel Osho joins English League One club Cardiff City. Thanks for watching. For breaking news, exclusive interviews and more, follow us online at ComfortTV.channel on all platforms. Remember to like and share our videos, subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any updates. I'm Faith Kevin. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed.